Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that Steffy Forrester Finnegan thinks the biggest threat to her marriage is Hope Logan. However, Steffy could be in for an awakening if Ivy Forrester sets her sights on the good doctor. Will Ivy make a move on John Finnegan? Keep reading to find out what could happen when Ivy returns to Los Angeles. B&B spoilers reveal that after Liam Spencer's marriage fell apart, Hope got closer to Thomas Forrester. However, when Thomas proposed marriage multiple times, Hope always said no. Thomas left for France and is now engaged to Paris Buckingham. Since then, Hope has been fixated on Steffy's husband, Finn. At the Brooks' bedroom party, Hope drank too much bubbly and planted a kiss on Finn. After that, Hope nearly has her fashion line canceled. Hope doesn't want that, so she's trying to keep her attention focused elsewhere. Currently, Hope seems to enjoy flirting with Carter Walton. The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that Ivy is coming back to LA. Fans saw her once recently, when her flight had an extended layover. Ivy was flirting with Liam until Steffy interrupted. Ivy is coming back, and she will bring her niece, Electra Forrester. Even though Ivy seemed stuff on Liam during her layover, she hasn't met Finn yet. Even though Steffy thinks Hope is a threat to her marriage, what happens if she's wrong? What if there is an even bigger threat? Ivy? Could Icy meet Finn and decide that's the man she wants? Of course, Steffy will be fierce about Ivy staying away from Finn. It would be totally like Ivy to play nice with Finn. Of course, Steffy would warn Finn about Ivy just as she did with Hope and Shyla Carter Sharp. Knowing Finn, he probably won't listen. In fact, Ivy might even explain a few things to Finn about his dear Steffy. There is a lot of history between Ivy, Steffy, and Hope. So Ivy's return could really spice things up and provide some new pairing and rivalry opportunities. Do you think Ivy will target Finn when she returns to Los Angeles? How will Steffy deal with two direct threats to her marriage? Is it possible that Steffy might be forced to make some enemy alliances to save her relationship? It had been a particularly hectic day at Forrester Creations, one filled with drama, laughter, and the usual tussles over fabric and designs. Yet beneath the surface, something far more electrifying was brewing, something that had nothing to do with fashion. Ivy Forrester, the elegant jewelry designer, had recently returned to Los Angeles after some time away. She had walked back into Forrester Creations with a renewed energy, and this time, something about her had changed. She wasn't just the Ivy everyone remembered. No, there was an edge to her, and it wasn't long before everyone started whispering about it. Ivy had set her sights on something, or rather someone, that had everyone talking. Her new obsession was none other than Dr. John Finnegan, or Finn as most people knew him, a man who just so happened to be Steffy Forrester's husband. It all began innocently enough. Ivy had run into Finn in the Forrester offices one day, after stopping by to see Steffy about some jewelry for an upcoming runway show. Finn had been kind, polite, and charming. He had complimented Ivy on her work, and there was a moment, one of those small, seemingly insignificant ones, where their eyes met just a little too long. Ivy felt something stir inside her. She tried to shake it off. After all, Finn was married to Steffy, her cousin, and Steffy had already been through enough drama in her relationships. Still, there was something undeniable about Finn's easygoing smile, his deep blue eyes, and the way he carried himself. He was strong, but gentle, nothing like the other men Ivy had dated before. And once Ivy noticed these qualities, she couldn't stop thinking about him. Every time she saw Finn around Forrester Creations, she felt a flutter in her chest. It was a slow burn at first, but soon her thoughts were consumed by him. The more she tried to fight it, the more irresistible the attraction became. Finn, of course, remained completely unaware of Ivy's growing obsession. He was still very much devoted to Steffy and their family. However, Finn had always been kind to Ivy, and with Steffy busy running Forrester Creations, he often found himself having casual conversations with Ivy during events or at the office. One day, Finn was visiting Forrester for a design consultation, and Steffy was running late due to an urgent meeting. Ivy happened to be there, and she offered to keep Finn company while he waited. They started talking, first about work, then about more personal things. Ivy shared stories of her travels, and Finn opened up about how being a father had changed his life. The conversation flowed easily, and the tension between them began to sizzle beneath the surface. Finn, oblivious to Ivy's deeper feelings, didn't notice the way her eyes lingered on him, or how her laughter seemed just a little too genuine when he cracked a joke. But Ivy knew. She felt the electricity between them, and it thrilled her. She wasn't just attracted to Finn, she was enthralled by him. As the days went by, Ivy found more reasons to be around Finn. She'd stop by Steffy's office with a business question, knowing Finn would be there. She'd linger at family gatherings, hoping to catch a moment alone with him. It was becoming clear that this wasn't just a harmless crush anymore. Steffy had always been fiercely protective of her marriage. She loved Finn deeply, and after everything they had been through, Sheila's schemes, the near-death experiences, she wasn't going to let anything come between them. But recently, she had noticed something strange. Whenever Ivy was around, there was a shift in the air. Steffy couldn't quite put her finger on it at first. Ivy was her cousin, family, and she trusted her. But little things started to bother Steffy, like how Ivy seemed to hang around Finn just a little too long after conversations, or how she laughed at everything he said, even the smallest jokes. Then there was the way Ivy looked at Finn. It wasn't just friendly anymore. It was something else, something more intense. One evening, after a family dinner at the Forrester mansion, Steffy caught Ivy watching Finn from across the room. The look in Ivy's eyes made Steffy's blood run cold. It was desire, plain and simple. Ivy wasn't just being friendly, she was attracted to Finn. And worse, Steffy could see that Ivy wasn't going to walk away from it easily. As the weeks passed, the tension between Steffy and Ivy began to build. Ivy continued to pursue her obsession with Finn, careful to never cross any clear boundaries, but always pushing just far enough to stay in his orbit. She complimented him more, found reasons to be near him, and sometimes touched his arm during conversation. Just a fleeting graze, but enough to send her heart racing. Steffy, meanwhile, grew increasingly suspicious. She confronted Finn one evening, asking if he had noticed anything strange about Ivy's behavior. Finn, ever the optimist, brushed it off, saying Ivy was just being friendly. But Steffy couldn't shake the feeling that something deeper was going on. Her insecurities began to eat away at her. Was she overreacting? Was Ivy really a threat to her marriage, or was Steffy's imagination getting the better of her? After all, Finn had never given her a reason to doubt him. But the more she tried to dismiss her fears, the more Ivy's presence gnawed at her. The breaking point came one night at a Forrester party. The room was buzzing with conversation and laughter, but Steffy's eyes were locked on Ivy and Finn. She watched as Ivy stood a little too close to him, laughing at something he had said, her hand casually resting on his arm. Steffy could no longer contain herself. She marched over to them, interrupting their conversation with an icy glare. "Ivy," she said, her voice low but filled with warning, "we need to talk." Ivy met Steffy's gaze, her smile fading as the tension between them became palpable. "Sure, Steffy," Ivy replied, feigning innocence. "What's going on?" But Steffy wasn't fooled. She knew exactly what was going on, and she wasn't about to let Ivy's obsession ruin her marriage. As the battle between Steffy and Ivy intensifies, Finn finds himself caught in the middle, unaware of the storm brewing around him. Will Ivy's obsession push Steffy and Finn to the brink, or will Steffy's determination to protect her marriage be enough to stop Ivy in her tracks? One thing is certain. In the world of the bold and the beautiful, nothing stays quiet for long. And this sizzling new obsession is about to explode, threatening to change everything.